Hello there, and welcome to the Free West Media YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel by clicking on the subscribe button in the lower right hand corner, as well as on the bell to receive notifications. Now, we've seen over the last week or so that the multinational company Unilever wants to impose worldwide censorship. It wants to force Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and other social media to impose censorship on people with dissident views that are not politically correct and that are not supporters of Black Lives Matter. Otherwise, it will stop advertising on those media completely. Well, it has already announced that it's not going to, Unilever is not going to advertise on Facebook and Instagram for the next 6 months in order to force Facebook to take action against people expressing dissident views on Facebook. Now, in the communist world, until 1989, there used to be very strict censorship, and you were not allowed to publish a book if you weren't a member of the Soviet Writers' Union. All forms of reproduction, photocopiers, and those sorts of machines, they were all strictly controlled in the Soviet Union and other communist countries. But now, ironically, that form of censorship was actually applied and enforced by the state, by the communist state, by the USSR, Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, and by the German Democratic Republic, so-called. But today, in the West and even globally, we are seeing how private companies and private corporations are starting to throw around their weight in imposing their views on the world and their notions of censorship, and they want to gag people critical of multiculturalism and immigration and other contentious issues. So this is a completely new phenomenon, almost, whereby these global companies who shouldn't be involved in politics at all. Unilever is a company that manufactures soap and detergent. Now, why on earth should they be involved in prescribing to us what our political or cultural views should be? This is completely absurd. In fact, I've written a column about that on the Free West Media website. Please go to freewestmedia.com and you can read it there. And I also mentioned CocaCola on there, because Coca-Cola has also come out in support of this global multinational corporate attempt to prescribe to us what we are allowed to say and not say, and right, not right. And it just strikes me as extremely ironic, because a company like Coca-Cola, which manufactures products that are not very healthy, they are full of sugar, and also they use the Coca-Cola is packaged in so-called single-use plastic. And I've seen some reports of just how much pollution Coca-Cola is causing in the world, because in Africa they've got some large factories, including on other continents, where they manufacture millions and millions of bottles, plastic bottles, and then they fill them with Coca-Cola, and they get sold on the market, and those bottles end up in the rivers and in the oceans, and probably Coca-Cola is single-handedly responsible for a large portion of the plastic pollution in the world. Now, how can a company like that, which doesn't clean up its own act, how can they prescribe to us what we are supposed to think and say and write? By what right does it arrogate unto itself, the power to prescribe to us and to impose censorship on us, together with a lot of these other multinational corporations? In the Soviet Union, if you published material or views that were not according with the official ideology of the Communist Party, they called that kind of literature Samizdat in the good old days. But now we're seeing these corporate behemoths putting pressure on social media companies, and some of the social media companies themselves espousing political correctness and also donating money to radical movements like Black Lives Matter. They are imposing their own form of totalitarian control over the world. So I wonder what we should call our attempts now to practice freedom of speech and to discuss rationally all the problems facing us in the world. Are we now also to be regarded as dissidents in this new form of global uniform thought, or communism, or totalitarianism that we are increasingly facing? I'll leave that question with you. Until next time, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and we are going to soon post some longer and very interesting videos on this channel. Until next time, thanks for watching.